Hi there and welcome back to Korea, where today I'm going to be checking out a song that really I should have checked out a long time ago, because as you know, I listened to Secret Myco Lips by BAND-MAID, BAND-MAID, and I had been told before to listen to Secret My Lips, the original version first, but I didn't do that. And so it was kind of a thing that I was thinking after making that mistake. I was like, well, how am I going to do this? Am I going to listen to it straight away afterwards and make a comparison? Or am I going to leave it a while? Now, the reason I decided to leave it a while was effectively because I thought, well, if I review it directly afterwards, then I'm just making a comparison, which is kind of worthless because we know the difference between the BAND-MAID and the BAND-MAICO songs. It's just basically the addition of the Japanese sound, and so I couldn't add anything new to it. So I thought, best thing to do, give it some time and try and almost, I've been listening to a lot of the BAND-MAID songs to try and build up my top 5, but I've been leaving that song out so that I can kind of almost forget it and come back to it with fresh ears. So when I do my top 5, I can compare these two on their merits, but I want to be able to look at this song again. And the interesting thing as well is we can see if the different presentation means that when I do listen to it, maybe I will hear things in a different way. Maybe I'll think different things of the song from what I thought before. So anyway, I'm going to check it out. This is BAND-MAID with Secret My Lips. If you haven't seen the Secret Myco Lips, then you can go and check that review out. I'll try and remember to link it in the description to this, but it is on my channel as well, very easy to find. So here we go and go. Yeah, this is certainly a lot more rock than I remember the other one being. I do remember it was an unusually high-paced song for them, and I do prefer the high-paced stuff some at a time. Kind of just works for my personal taste. More kinetic. You know, very often I don't like how their live videos are filmed because they're so kinetic that you can't really see anything. This is nice, there's a lot of detail, but also you can see the emotion in the performance. It is interesting though, because the sort of Mickey Take remix got a full-on video. This is a live video, so ironic that. See, I don't remember, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't remember being hugely taken by the chorus last time round, but I'm much more taken by it this time. I think it's because it is very powerful. It kind of needs to be delivered in a more raw way, as I suspect this is. I hate to say it, but I am drawing comparisons because I'm starting to remember things about the last review. I remember this was the same. They had the jazz bit because a lot of traditional Japanese music did fuse with jazz in the earlier part of the 20th century. So I thought that was a nice choice. Surprising to hear it in the original as well.
Nobody said
Nice choice to go for like a disco beat all of a sudden. Sort of kick, open hat, snare, open hat, kick. That's a good melodic chant to do at the end. Oh, it's suddenly ended. I don't know if that was just an issue with my phone, but that suddenly ended there. I think it was at the end of the song anyway. I hope I haven't missed anything important. You guys are going to kill me if I have, aren't you? Well, anyway, you can only react once, so I don't know what happened there. But yes, that's finished now. So that was a bit of a surprise ending. Okay, but I think we heard enough of the song there, definitely to review that. Now, the interesting thing is that I remember when I heard the BAND-MAID version, not being aware, obviously, of what the original was, that I do remember thinking that some of the Japanese elements, especially the shakuhachi and the chorus, and I am going to draw a comparison, sorry, but, you know, it's kind of coming back to me now. The shakuhachi and the chorus seem to almost be muddying the waters to the point it slowed it down, and I felt at the time that the use of the Japanese instruments wasn't as good as in the other one I heard, the Gyeoncha, I think it was, and certainly, you know, not like when you hear things like Wagaki band, where they take the instruments like the koto and the shamisen, they move it in and use the sort of sharp sounds to make them more kinetic and give more of an energy and a speed to the music. It seemed like the Secret Maiko lips lacked that. It kind of felt like the Japanese instruments felt a little bit more forced than they've been in the other Maiko song, and, you know, like I say, as a comparison in things like Wagaki band. So I remember thinking it was good, but almost like it didn't seem to work on quite the same level. Now hearing this, I can pretty much tell that was obviously the case, because this immediately feels much more impactful, kinetic, with seemingly less instruments. It seems to have more energy and kinetic power to it. So the BAND-MAID one, I think, was perhaps a little bit of a missed opportunity there. Now I come back to thinking about it. So this was really fantastic. Actually, more I'm thinking about that now, it's catchy as well. That's a strong contender for the top 5 that we've been talking about, because which I never really thought the BAND-MAID one was as much. Gyeoncha, like I say, to me was much better than Secret Maiko Lips was. So that was a really impactful song. I'm quite surprised at how much I enjoyed that. It was pacey, but it was powerful. It perhaps didn't have all of the fancy musicianship that I sometimes like in a lot of their songs. I mean, like I say, I'm not a big fan of things like guitar solos and twiddling, as you guys know, but fancy musicianship used to add colour and detail to the arrangement of a song is exactly what I do love. This is one of the reasons why, like I say, to draw the comparison again, is it is relevant. This is one of the reasons why I've enjoyed Wagaki band so much. There's very little in the way of solos going on there, and yet there's so much musical detail building up the timbre, the depth of the whole arrangement, making everything click in a way that almost your ears don't have time to take in. It's just a sensory overload. And so, you know, when I'm listening to something like this, it's not going so much for that approach, but it is just very simply impactful. This is a raw energy song. This is a power song. Interesting choice. They even decided to Maiko this one at all. I don't want to sound like I'm slagging off the Maiko song, because that wasn't bad. It's just now I hear this one and I am thinking that as comparison, I am just thinking, well, this does seem to blow it out of the water, which is a shame, because I don't like to think of the BAND-MAID thing as too much of a tongue-in-cheek experiment. I know it is to a certain degree, and I know it's that whole April Fool's thing that you guys said they were going for, but certainly with songs like Gyeoncha, it sounds like it genuinely works, and you know, it's something that I really liked them doing that as a genuine experiment. I'm not saying, again, I don't want to sound like I'm slagging off the BAND-MAID lips, but it's just not on the level with this, I don't think, ultimately. I think it misses that opportunity. So instead of slagging that off, let me just go back to complimenting this one, which is because like I say, I like that one, but this one is definitely better. The chorus just felt more catchy here, but that's maybe because the music underneath it had that impact that you could sort of move with the rhythm of it. As you guys have mentioned and we've discussed in the comments before, they are a band who have a very rhythmic style of writing. It's not all about melody. They have got some good melodies, but their rhythm is stronger than their melody a lot of the time. So yeah, on many levels, I thought that was a really just a surprise how much I enjoyed that one. Really great. And I just want to go back to referencing the video, because one thing, I mean, I'm kind of a jack of all trades and master of none. I've worked a lot with sort of music things. One thing I've worked with is music videos, and although I've never really had the equipment, time or desire to get too involved in it, I have done some work on that, and there's been some people who I've known who are video directors who really inspired me, and some of the comments you hear, there's some staples that are just true, and one of them is the idea, I think it's the Stanley Kubrick idea, every frame should be like, you know, you should be able to stop it at any point, it should just be like, that looks good. If you can do that throughout, that's fantastic. I know that in something like a music video, especially a live video, sometimes you need those sort of sketchy, blurred shots that just kind of add a chaotic energy to it. That I get, but a lot of the time with the BAND-MAID live videos, I've got to be honest, they're just really badly directed. To the point where, like I say, I understand the sketchy shots, but sometimes when I'm trying to do the thumbnails for these videos, if it's a live BAND-MAID video, just in the back of my head and going, it's going to take forever just to find a single shot worth putting in. And so, yeah, that can be a real pain in the ass sometimes. And this one, I think it'll be easy to find some really nice shots in this one, because I go through stopping at every point, or just sometimes randomly clicking along the timeline. It's just all blurry, out of focus shots, and just so this one was a nice video as well. I thought this was a good live video, which was helped as well. So a lot of things about this were a pleasant surprise. Glad that I gave myself time to build up for it, so it wasn't too immediately hot off the heels of the other one, so I could appreciate it as being surprising rather than just as a contrast. But yeah, that's a good song. Power on the sort of lines of things like Don't You Tell Me and Domination. It's on that kind of line of powerful rocking song, just a good example of them exemplifying what they do best. So anyway, for now, thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you soon. But